In this image released by the White House, U.S. President Joe Biden speaks with Russian President Vladimir Putin from the presidential retreat in Camp David, Maryland, on February 12, 2022, AFP. When Barack Obama welcomed African leaders to Washington in 2014, many viewed the summit as historic, not just due to the U.S. president's background, but for the pledges to make the partnership deeper and such events routine. The sequel took 8 years, the equivalent of 2 presidential terms, but on Tuesday, Joe Biden will host a second U.S.-Africa summit. Since 2014, China, viewed by Washington as its main long-term challenger, has consistently outpaced the United States as the largest investor in Africa, and Russia has increasingly flexed its muscle, sending mercenaries to hot spots and trying to rally opinion to blunt Western pressure over Ukraine. Biden's 3-day summit will feature announcements of new U.S. investment and highlight food security worsened by the invasion of Ukraine, but, unlike China, also focus on values such as democracy and good governance, as well as fighting climate change. But the biggest message from Biden, a lover of backslapping face-to-face diplomacy, will be that the United States cares. Since defeating Donald Trump, who made no secret of his lack of interest in Africa, Biden has thrown his support behind an African seat on the Security Council, and at the Washington summit will call for the African Union to formally join the group of 20 major economies, an aide said. "We believe that this is a decisive decade. The way in which the world will be ordered will be determined in the coming years," said Biden's top Africa advisor, Judd Deverment. Biden and Secretary of State Antony Blinken believe strongly that African voices are going to be critical in this conversation, he said. African leaders have already been holding summits every 3 years with China and also have regular meetings with several U.S. allies: France, Britain, Japan, and the European Union.